Hello and welcome to the Power Circuits, a must-watch program specially packaged by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. We are happy to bring to you the latest information about the Nigerian power sector. I am Amara Agogoesi. May we have your attention for the next half hour. Well then, here are the headlines. TCN targets more capital projects to enhance power transmission nationwide, says Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider. New 60 MVA power transformer at Shagamu Transmission Substation uplifts bulk electricity transmission. Port Harcourt's main transmission substation enhanced to deliver more bulk power. In Enugu region, TCN sensitizes staff on the implementation process for the World Bank-supported Nigeria Electricity Transmission and Access Project, NETAP. In ensuring that the Nigerian power system continues its advancement, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is targeting the delivery of capital projects to enhance bulk power transmission nationwide, says the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider, TCN, Engineer Victor Adewumi. Engineer Adewumi stated this when he made a presentation on power systems and capital projects at the first retreat for the company's board members in Abuja.
The retreat provided an avenue to bring up to speed the members of the board shared by Engineer Bukar Boni after their recent inauguration.
This is the data of what we have in our grid as at May this year. You can see we've broken them down to regions, region by region. Abuja, Bauchi, Benin, Enugu, up to Shiroro. You can see the total number of transmission lines we have, the line length, the number of towers, the number of the line circuits, their nomenclature, the length of 132, number of transmission towers we have from 132 kV level, the number of transformers we are having at 330, the numbers of transformers we are having at 132, the breakers, everything. We have broken them down. So here you can see the total length of 330 kV transmission line we have in Nigeria as of now, it is 9,135.7 kilometers.
The head of power transmission projects in the company dissected the Nigerian power system comprising about 28 power plants, a transmission company and 11 distribution companies, as well as other agencies providing regulatory, technical and financial support services.
Electric power system is a network of electrical components used to generate, transmit, distribute to consumers. So, in a nutshell, this picture depicts the whole concept of power system. In Nigeria as of today, we have a lot of power stations, 28 of them, each generating at about generating voltage of between 11 and 16 kV. They have a power transformer that step up this 11 kV or 16, depending on their generation voltage, to 330. So you can see from here, is the old generating station. Like I said, about 28 of them, all generating at 330. So from 330, that is where transmission comes in. So at 330, you take it down from 330 to 132 so that it can be more manageable and it can go better. Can transmit better to a lot of other locations. So from this 132, we'll take it down to 330, I mean to 33, and then hand over to the distribution companies. So the division take it at 33, still take it down to 11 kV. From 11 kV to 415 at 3-phase, a single phase 220, and then service the consumers.
Specifically on the role of TCN in the power sector and especially on providing transmission services, Engineer Dewumi said it has a core mandate of expanding transmission assets nationwide.
TCN as a company has two major business units. The ISO that operates the grid and the transmission service provider. TSP is a licensee responsible for the grid construction and maintenance of the transmission system all over Nigeria. For us to have more efficiency in our duties, we have divided the whole country into 10 regions. Lagos region, Shioro region, Kaduna region, Kano, Abuja, Osogbo, Benin, Enugu, Bauchi, and Port Harcourt. These are our 10 business units, what I will call TCN business units. Each of these regions is headed by a general manager. So they are responsible for all the transmission equipment, the transmission line in the area.
Also in a presentation at the retreat, the market operator at TCN, Engineer Edmond AJ, gave an overview of the Nigerian electricity market.
The Nigerian electricity supply industry is composed of 27 generators, 11 distribution companies, 6 electrical customers for now, MBEX, and the Distribution Company of Nigeria. Like EBTV has shown, we have currently 27 power generators operating in Nigerian electricity market, 4 hydros with about 55% their contribution in the total generation of the grid, and part of the limitation is a seasonal water level limitation. 23 gas power plants contributing about 75% of the total energy in the grid. Major problem being fluctuations in gas supply.
Speaking on the role TCN plays in the electricity markets, Engineer AJ said the independent system operations arm of the company technically administers the markets.
System operation is the business unit of TCN that technically controls the grid network operation. It carries out power nomination, dispatch, in line with grid conditions.
There were other presentations made at the retreats to provide the participants with information on the operations of the Nigerian power sector.
The management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has upgraded the Shagamu Transmission Substation in Ogun State by adding a 60 MVA power transformer to the facility. Officials at the substation believe this is a landmark achievement that is raising the bulk power capacity available to distribution load centers from the transmission substation.
Shagamu town in Ogun State is known to be a business hub and as such requires enormous power supply. In line with its transmission rehabilitation and expansion plan, the management of TCN ensured that the Shagamu transmission substation remained on top of its bulk power transmission mandate. The facility, which has several 33 kV outgoing feeders, radiates bulk power to the various injection substations of the distribution company responsible for servicing consumers in Shagamu and its environs. Speaking at the substation's control room, the Assistant General Manager System Operations and Regional Operation Manager Osogbo Region of TCN, Engineer Olaniyi Gbadebo, explained the recent expansion activity at the facility.
This place is Shagamu 122 kV TS under Ayede area control. This station has 2 by 30 MVA, but now it has been upgraded, so we have additional 1 by 60 MVA. So, and this is the control room.
Within the control room, the control panel of the new 60 MVA power transformer was in full operation, adding to the capacity upgrade of the substation.
The feeders that will be radiated out from the transformer. We have Abeokuta, we have Isuya there, we have Shagamu, 33 kV feeder, we have Raymond, 33 kV feeder, we have Tebuti, that will be radiated from the transformer to mitigate the effect of overloading at this end. It's a new development under the MD Engineer Suleya Blazis.
Okay, we'll take a break now. The power circuit will be back shortly.
Just count all the blocks, eh?
Well, sir, we are a transmission company of Nigerian linesmen, and we just observed that you're about to erect a structure here.
You are very observant. Yes, I'm trying to put up a shopping mall of 200 shops that will serve this neighborhood. And I'm very excited about the project.
But sir, have you observed that it is under high tension transmission lines? It could snap, drop on the shopping mall and electrocute everyone inside it. Moreover, sir, these lines emit electromagnetic waves that are harmful to the health of human beings.
Really? This could cause so much harm?
Absolutely, sir.
Imagine if there's a fire outbreak in the mall. It could destroy the transmission lines, causing outage to many states in the country.
Erecting a structure under high-tension transmission lines will not help government efforts to grow our power supply and grow our economy. Be part of growth. Do not destroy electricity power installations. Little vigilance and concern on our part is necessary to protect transmission infrastructure nationwide. Be vigilant.
This message is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
From the Port Harcourt region of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Daniel Udofia says the 330, 132, 33 kilovolts Port Harcourt main transmission substation has been enhanced along with other scorecards in the region. Engineer Udofia made this disclosure during an inspection tour to the substation in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Stay with us for the reports.
We call it Z2. And in quotes, Port Harcourt main transmission station, 132 by 33. In this station, we have 3 by 60 MVA transformers that we use in receiving power and sending out power to the distribution company.
Engineer Udofia emphasized the significance of the Port Harcourt main substation on the national electricity grid.
This station is so important to our network. Reason being that this is where we mop up most of the powers that are being generated in Rivers State.
Engineer Udofia, however, said there is an approval by the TCN management for a line expansion for the substation towards evacuating more power from the Omoku power plant in partnership with the plant's operator.
Here we are with the extension site that FIPL has undertaken. This will accommodate the second line that comes from Omoku. The importance of this extension is that the power level here will be expanded. We are going to receive more power than we used before, and then we will be able to give more out.
Still under the Port Harcourt region of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, Engineer Udofia said the company has done maintenance projects at 132 kilovolt substation in Owerri, Imo State.
We have ongoing projects in Owerri, 132, 33, transmission station. In that station, a lot of maintenance work is going on, and the office building approved by the able MD is 95% completion. In Uyo, the office building is ongoing. It's just, we have just finished the DPC. I think by next week we'll start erecting more blocks on it. In Calabar, we have 80% job completion in Calabar, and work is ongoing. Truly speaking, the present administration in TCN has done so much, which at the end is giving more capability to stations to do more than what they have been doing.
Staying true to its mandate of transmitting power in the safest and reliable manner, the management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has held a sensitization program for its staff in the Enugu region on the Nigeria Electricity Transmission and Access Project, NETAP. The scheme has the support of the World Bank to increase electricity transmission infrastructure nationwide.
The workshop was to ensure that the TCN staff and other stakeholders of the project understand the project implementation protocol as stipulated by the United Nations and its adoption by the World Bank for project management. Participants were exposed to a documentary on work ethics, while a project consultant with TCN on the NETAP scheme, Lucia Badmos, took them through a session on behavioral ethics in the workplace. Giving a highlight of the workshop proceeding after the session, a project consultant with TCN, Lucia Badmos, said the workshop, in collaboration with the World Bank, was to improve the rating of TCN on work ethics while delivering the NETAP scheme.
The workshop basically today is to sensitize stakeholders on gender-based violence, sexual exploitation, abuse, and sexual harassment in the workplace, within the community they work, and within the project framework.
She lauded the participants for being active during the sessions of the workshop.
The workshop has been great, and participants have been engaging. We've been having lively discussions back and forth, and especially with a lot of video and scenario settings and group activities. There have been conversations around what constitutes gender-based violence, what constitutes sexual harassment, what constitutes sexual exploitation, what constitutes sexual abuse, and how all those interplay within project communities and within the workplace and TCN as an organization.
The consultant also harped on the relevance of the workshop in the operations of TCN, especially on the issue of gender-based violence.
As we all grow, there's a need for us to unlearn and relearn. Gender-based violence is one of the SDG goals 5, and there's gender inequality, which we're trying to move away. Violence against the one in 3 women experience some form of violence. This workshop is basically to sensitize everybody on the awareness or the various type of violence that women face, either in the workplace or at home or in private. The need for them to ensure that violence against women is abolished. So this training sort of introduces participants to the forms of violence that women face and how to ensure that such of violence do not occur within our community, our workplace, our environment. It is all our collective responsibilities to ensure that we do not encourage violence against women and girls.
The training series started from an introductory part and will advance into training the trainers, who will in turn train other staff of the company.
This is the first of the training, and the first training we're having is called the introductory training, just defining what all these violences are and the forms of violence. The next type of training that we're going to be having is the train the trainer training, where within the TCN structure we would identify who would be gatekeepers for each location, for each region. Everybody will come together where we would have a 2-day training where within the organization, within the TCN structure, within their workplace, they will be the gatekeepers to ensure that violence against women and girls is not happening in their community, in the office, or their environment. So this is the first of the training. The trainer would come in place where the people that we now train will be cascading this training down to every one of TCN staff.
The take-home from the workshop, according to the consultant, is that participants were charged on disseminating the new behavioral knowledge to others within the workplace and their communities.
There is a need for us to unlearn and relearn as we go back. All the things that have been said today, there is a need for us to ensure that we do not abuse any power or privilege, we do not exploit within our environment, and create safe working environment, safe community environment for women and girls within our spaces.
In his remarks, the substation project coordinator, World Bank Project Monitoring Unit of TCN, Engineer Vincent Chukwu, said a lot had been learned during the sessions and urged participants to propagate what they had learned.
Practice what we have learned. It will help us to make TCN a better company.
Oh my God, what caused this fire? Eh? Hey, God help us. Assuming this thing happened in the night, nobody from this building would have come out alive.
Madam, hey, this is why we have warned landlords not to erect structures under the high voltage lines. If this high voltage line fell on the ground, nothing would have happened. But because this structure has been wrongly erected and the high voltage line fell on it, that is why whatever has happened has happened. We advise landlords to always consult the Transmission Company of Nigeria on their safety compliance on the right of way, so that something like this does not happen again.
Oga, we are talking of burnt house and you are talking of right of way. What is right of way and safety compliance?
Safety compliance simply means before erecting any structure around any electricity tower or line, there are safety distances you must adhere to. These safety distances are 25 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 330 kV, 15 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 132 kV, and 7.5 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 33/11 kV. These stipulated safety distance instructions are what we call right of way. If these simple, basic safety distances are adhered to, trust me, there will be less loss of property and lives resulting from cut transmission lines.
Visit Transmission Company of Nigeria office nearest to you for your safety regulations before erecting structures. Let us save lives and properties and build a stronger Nigeria. This message is from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
You are onto the power circuit, and here are the headlines again. The Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider, says TCN will continue to target more capital projects to enhance power transmission nationwide. New 60 MVA power transformer at Shagamu Transmission Substation uplifts bulk electricity transmission. In the Port Harcourt region, the management of TCN has enhanced the Port Harcourt's main transmission substation. And in Enugu region, the company has sensitized the staff on the implementation process for the World Bank-supported Nigeria Electricity Transmission and Access Project, NETAP. You can watch this episode and all others on the TCN YouTube channel. Let's keep interacting on these platforms. We're always here to serve you. Keep your fingers crossed for another informative edition of the Power Circuit next week. This is Amara Agogoesi saying, enjoy the rest of the day.